Interlopers. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my theory about what the Abyss is and what its plans are. Now, before we get into the Abyss, though, I like to talk about the Atlas because we can't really talk about the Abyss before we talk about the Atlas, and I'll get into that later. Now, what we know about the Atlas is that it was an AI created by someone to simulate universes, one of which is the one we currently play in. Um, Now, what we know about the Abyss is that it is similar, it has a similar energy signature to the Atlas, but it is older and, of course, is slightly different. Now, what I think is that the Abyss is an AI like the Atlas, but an earlier version of the Atlas. Um, and of course, that is less refined and glitchier than the Atlas. Now, we kind of see this with anything that is associated with the Abyss. Anything that is associated with the Abyss usually correlates to corruption, or the abyssal horrors, which aren't creatures, but they aren't as good as anything the Atlas can make, and they are exceptionally hostile. And of course, these will be the creations of the Abyss, or anything that the Abyss corrupted. Right, now let's get into what the Abyss's plans are. Now, I think what the Abyss wants to do is take over what the Atlas is doing and become the main god, or at least assimilate the Atlas into itself and become one super AI in an attempt to complete itself. And the way I think it's going to do this is it's going to take over the Nexus. It's already started this. Of course, its first victim being Ardenne, because through the weekend missions, Ardenne went in to try and stop the Abyss by itself, but then disappeared and miraculously came back. But something was different, something was off, but no one really paid much mind to it. Except for the owl, later on in the story, the owl traveler had suspicions, and through our intervention, we found out that the Ardenne that we know had been captured by the Abyss, and the one that we see in the Nexus now is a copy made by the Abyss. And of course, as more weekend mission storylines pop up, more and more travelers are probably going to be replaced. And as they're replaced, the Abyss is going to, of course, grow in more power, as it tricks more and more people into feeding it and making it grow. And as it grows more power, it's going to be able to affect our universe more. And there's going to be more and more corruption and more weird things happening. Until eventually is able to at least attempt to absorb the Atlas, which we will eventually stop. But yeah, I think that's all I have. That's all I can really think of, because we don't really have much to go on, and I don't have much to go on. But anyway, travelers, or interlopers, not travelers, interlopers, that will be it for today.